These right-wing grifters have no shame. Disloyalty, shamelessness is in their DNA. Y'all remember when Charlie Kirk passed away and he was like their Jesus for about a week? Well, now they on podcasts calling him gay.
Somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay, I think he was gay. And
come on, you know that you do know that I've criticized.
What?
Like I'm sorry, Tim, but like, why would you even go there? Like to say something like that?
I'll tell you why.
No. The man's dead. You're calling now. You think he's gay.
That's when people can talk. That's when people can tell the truth.
If George Santos is the most morally intact person in any room you're in, you probably have no business being in that room. It's just funny to see how shameless and spineless these people are. Like when Charlie Kirk first passed away, people like Tim Cass was on Twitter grifting, galvanizing Charlie Kirk's audience onto his side for monetary gains. He was calling for every 17-year-old TikToker to be banned and expelled from school for talking about Charlie Kirk. He even called for Jimmy Kimmel to be banned and fired for making a joke about the Charlie Kirk situation while people were still grieving Charlie Kirk. And now Tim Cass is sitting on a podcast with a guest who's calling Charlie Kirk gay, and he's perfectly okay with it. He's not saying nothing about it. We now know for 100% fact, like 100%, you can't dispute it, is not disputable, that Tim Cass and others cynically utilized Charlie Kirk's death to go after groups of people they already didn't like, right? They weren't grieving, right? Because you don't go from declaring war on every 18-year-old TikToker who made a video about Charlie Kirk to sitting on a podcast with a guest that you invited, disparaging Charlie Kirk's entire legacy and calling him gay in front of you, and you're not stopping him or doing anything about it. And it took George Santos stepping in to be some type of voice of reason in that room.
I know. I disagree.
That's what people tell the truth because let me tell you why. Okay, and if you want to read in a vindictive crusade on my part for everything I've just said, you are entitled to do so, and so are the viewers. But I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what Charlie Kirk did to me.
Milo begins to rant about how terrible of a human being Charlie Kirk was, how Charlie Kirk did a lot of bad things to a lot of people, how Charlie Kirk blackballed him and a lot of other people from the base when Charlie Kirk got influence on the right. And Tim Cass just sits there and take it. He offers no pushback whatsoever. He offers no defense of Charlie Kirk's character. And you would think the man who was grifting on the internet after Charlie Kirk passed away, pretending like him and Charlie Kirk was the best of friends, pretending like he can't sleep and eat and he can't drink, he can't even work no more because Charlie Kirk has passed away. That man sitting on a podcast with a guest that he invited, disparaging Charlie Kirk, is like, come on, bro.
Charlie was a very brilliant, very, very brilliant organizer, fundraiser, networker. Those three things, phenomenal. Probably the best in the business, maybe. Certainly one of the top 2, 3. Amazing at those things. But he was also very ruthless. He was a very ruthless person who spent a long time excising and excommunicating all of the most interesting people in politics from the right wing. He did it for a decade. Everybody knows it. Nobody said it because it's not polite in the aftermath of his death.
Charlie gave a platform.
Let me finish. He gave a platform to lily-livered, centrist, weak frauds and prostitutes and drag queens. What he also did at that same time, and anybody in power, what he also did at that same time was systematically extinguish the light of anybody who could not be controlled. And I'm one of them, and I'm going to tell you what happened.
This entire podcast was bizarre. It felt like Milo was doing his best Sydney Star impression. If you're, I guess, cultured enough or old enough to know who Sydney Star is, then you understand what I'm referring to. But Milo started to just accuse everybody of being a homosexual. Like every right-wing figure you could think of, Milo was accusing him of being gay. He accused Alex Jones. He accused Benny Johnson.
One of the most distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones. Benny Johnson posts pictures of his children every 2 days. It's weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Come on.
Like, go Oscar! As a result of it.
What about Alex?
And he does it. I just wish Alex would tell the truth about his sexuality. But you, no, there's something about.
You gotta stop saying that.
Well, we haven't got
everybody is not gay just because
in conservative media. Yes, they are.
No, stop.
Yes, they are.
Strangely, a lot of them are. Though.
No, they are.
But the ones who are out
Look who's talking.
I'm gay. I never said I'm not gay.
Look who's talking. Listen.
These people have nothing left to talk about but to turn on each other. That's all they have left. They fought for their right to say the N-word and call black folks the hard ER. They fought for their right to say that, right? Because, it's free speech. And finally, they won, right? They won the culture battle, right? They can now say the N-word as they want to say it freely and in openly and in public as much as they want with no consequences. So now they have nothing else to fight for, right? Because all they really wanted in life was the right to oppress minorities. They have it now. Now there's nothing else they have left to fight for. So now they're just eating each other up. Now, they eventually got off Alex Jones, Charlie Kirk, and the gay stuff, and they began to go after, some of our favorites on this channel. One of them being Brandon Tatum. They went after Officer Tatum.
I kind of just complain about things.
You're not malleable, so you're not of value to them after you tell them that. No?
Indeed, absolutely. Right. So there are personalities out there that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw some shade. How about we do that? Brandon Tatum.
Don't do it. Oh, please. Feed it directly into my brain.
He canceled on us. He once canceled on us because we were actually at Turning Point. And I bumped
names I can't even say on this show.
I bumped in,
and I love all of them.
So
his truck's not paid off.
Okay. So
all that money from Israel, and he still hasn't paid his truck off.
So let me tell you the story. And these are the things they say don't say, because there's no reason to say it. You're going to burn bridges, and people are fans. So I bumped into him backstage at Turning Point. And he said something like, "Hey, man, I'll see you tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, are you coming on the show?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Awesome, dude. It'll be great to have you." So he canceled right away. And apparently I was told that he was offended that I didn't know he was booked.
These people are delusional, bro. Hell about to freeze over because I'm defending Brandon Tatum. But he's telling the story as if Brandon Tatum is the unreasonable one. As if anyone who hears his side of the story is supposed to come to the conclusion that Brandon Tatum is an egomaniac for canceling. Bruh, you told that man you had no idea he was coming on the night before he was supposed to come on. If I'm going on a podcast, it's the reasonable expectation, like it's the bare minimum, that you have a genuine desire to talk to me because you have something pressing you want to talk to me about. If you don't even know I'm coming on the night before, you must not have anything pressing or desirable you want to talk to me about. So why am I coming on your podcast? With every second that goes by on his podcast, his delusion just grows and grows and grows. At some point, he finally gets off Brandon Tatum and starts talking about other right-wing figures, more specifically Candace Owens. Tim has been pretty open about his declining viewership, so I guess the game plan to raise the viewership is to talk about other right-wing figures, get into drama, grift from their audience, and hopefully people will watch him more. Now, Tim is also taking on this pretty obvious game plan, which is call everybody else sellouts, try to expose other right-wing figures while presenting himself as the beacon of truth. But he doesn't understand it's never going to work. Like, nobody with any type of brain is going to take Tim Cass as the beacon of truth. It's going to look at Tim Cass as if he's some type of, thought leader, idea giver, some type of unbiased, unfiltered, can't be bought out voice. Like, cut it out, bro. Tim Cass is the same idiot who says that literal college students should be deported for writing articles, giving opinions. Like, bro, you're not nobody we will ever take seriously. Like, you are a literal clown.
I don't really have that much to say about him other than that was a bad experience. But the overt pro-Israel stuff that he posts,
it's so crazy. It's so counterproductive.
Agreed. And there's a lot of people doing this.
It reminds me. Doesn't it remind you of the DeSantis supporters who lost the nomination?
So Milo, let's have a therapy session, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking. We've got a handful of right-wing influencers who were caught getting paid to promote India, sugary drinks, and gambling websites.
India.
Indeed. And there are people like Brandon Tatum who make the most. When people say 7K, I'm just like, bro, with all due respect, his posts are so over the top, pro-Israel, and ineffective.
70. Yeah.
Well, no, he's being paid less. They're terrible.
It's funny he came out to support Candace. I didn't see that coming, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Black thing. But I thought it was interesting, an interesting alliance or temporary alliance, because he's like inverse Candace, like where she is a genius, like media, like mastermind. He the dumbest. I'm not going to say the word. I've never seen anybody like get.
I don't want to get too specific on a person, on an individual.
Excuse me. Some of the behavior that I have.
No. I'm not trying to. I'm saying I want to have a broader idea conversation and not just.
We can move on.
We can complain about people, but basically, what I'm seeing is tons of people that are clearly getting paid to promote Israel.
Yep.
It's vomitous.
Yes.
Tons of people who are getting busted doing these cringe campaigns they're not disclosing. Vomitous. People who are chasing the dragon on the anti-Israel stuff, largely irrational. And Candace is a component of this. The vagaries of her show is demoralizing. And when I look at the field of conservatives and I say, I am putting myself at risk with death threats, with having to hire security for everything I do. My wife can't go to the grocery store without having a security guard with her. Yep. For these people, now for the regular people, I'd crawl over broken glass. Yep. But this space is dominated by wealthy individuals
who don't pay their trucks off.
This guy is unbelievable, man. Yo, he has to look in the mirror every day and tells himself his watery diarrhea stool smells like rose petals, man, because no way anybody has reached this level of grand delusion as Tim Cass. I think Tim Cass is the final boss of delusion. Sir, nobody is looking at you as if you're some type of galvanizer, some type of thought leader, some type of idea giver that can galvanize an army of people and change their mind and undermine the integrity of the United States. Cut it out, bro. The one thing about people like Nick Fuentes, even though Nick Fuentes is, from my perspective, a tad bit more deplorable than Tim Cass, Nick Fuentes, for the most part, is an idea giver. He has a direct message, and his message is resonating with a lot of people. He has an army. You have nobody. Like, fam, you're not even that recognizable to where you need security guards. Your wife having security guards to go to the store is a choice. You could go to your wife who's not famous, you, being a quote-unquote famous one, could go to the grocery store, and I'm sure 9 out of 10 people won't know who you are. Maybe 1 out of 10 every 4th to 5th visit might know who you are. Like, you're not that famous, bro, to where you think like you need to walk around with 24/7 security guard. Cut it out. And then to say that it's the fault of Candace Owens and others, no, it's your fault, right? Like, you want to get on the internet, you want to give opinions, it's your fault. Right? You could literally get off the internet today and disappear. Nobody would ask, where's Tim Cass? Nobody would care. They essentially continue to have about like a 20 to 30 minute conversation about how Candace Owens is bad for the base. Candace Owens is fracturing the base. Candace Owens is going to destroy the base and everything they ever worked for. And these people are just unraveling. And I'll be real, when I listen to this, man, all I hear is just utter and complete jealousy. Candace Owens is doing 150, 200,000 live viewers. He's really jealous of what she's built. He even tried to discredit it when he claims that Candace Owens only got the audience she got because her audience are emotional women who eat up fake news.
Your question is very simple. I mean, we need the rogues of the world in politics. They are there is a strategicness to having people, outliers like Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We both in that category.
Like myself, Matt Gaetz, when he was there. There is a benefit to them because they disrupt the school of fish that you, the analogy you use, right? So I look at it in a two-pronged situation. I think Candace hurts everyone. Candace puts everyone, hear me out. People like Candace. People like Candace who are doing what Candace is doing on an election year that is absolutely vital to, the control of government. Hold on, Milo.
We heard that every year.
Milo,
like
no. I'm not saying this is the most important campaign election because it's bullshit, right? I'm not going to here.
I say it
to respect to you, Tim. We hear that every 2 years.
It doesn't matter that much.
My point is, what she's doing is fracturing the base in a time where it's very sensitive because what happens?
Fracturing the base, or is she fracturing it, or is she taking it?
She's fractured the base because we're having an example here. I consider myself to be part of the base. I know you do too. You're on her side. I'm not. And Tim too, and you're in a room. I don't know where everybody stands, but
former congressman, you can't call yourself part of the vote.
She's absolutely fracturing the base.
All I hear is jealousy. What I really hear when these people speak on each other, I hear somebody in Tim who wants to be Candace Owens. He wants to have the base and the audience she has. He wants people to follow him instead of her. He believes that she don't deserve her position. He wants to be viewed as the renegade, viewed as the anti-establishment, viewed as the person who's speaking the truth, who's not bought out, who didn't take the 7,000. He wants to be viewed as that. But the thing is, we can't view you as anti-establishment because you are an establishment. You're not somebody who we look at and say, oh yeah, you're somebody who can't be bought out. Bro, you are an idiot. You're somebody who has extreme opinions that even you don't believe in, right? You grift. You say things you don't mean. But he will go to Twitter. When I seen this specifically this morning, This was mom proof. Yeah, he's really trying to be Candace Owens now. So he posts, last night a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking against evil. This is the price we pay for. Bro, listen, man. Nobody's trying to kill you, Tim, for giving opinions. Your opinions is not impactful. It's not significant. Your opinions don't move the needle. I don't know why someone was opening fire at your home. I don't know if that story is even real, to be honest, right? Because I don't have no proof of a police report being filed. But if that's the case, bro, trust me, Tim, like nobody is scared of your opinions, okay? Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? If you're still watching this video and want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen and find out how 50 Cent reveals that Diddy is currently plotting against him and threatening to do some pretty bad things to him. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.